I'm Jeremy Hickerson, and this is All of Life. Today I'm talking about Freddy Green comping. This is a quick lesson. I'm just going to go over the very basics. Alright, let's talk about what I just did there. First of all, you got to understand that the basic Freddy Green approach is built off of these 4 chord voicings. Here's one of them, G7. Here's another G with no 7th. Here's a G7. Here's a G7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we would start again, which is the same as this. What are those? This is the root in the bass, this is the 3rd in the bass, this is the 5th in the bass, and this is the 7th in the bass. You play the low E string, you muffle the A string, and then you play the D and the G strings. Here's your G7. Now, that's a dominant chord. If you know where the 3rd and the 7th are in the chords, you can change it to a G major 7. For instance, here's the 7th, it's the F. So we move that up one. That's a G major 7, G7, G major 7. If we want G minor, we say, where's the 3rd? Well, here's the 3rd. So to make that minor, we go. So here's our minor pattern. Here's our dominant 7th. Here's our major 7th. We can do that in each of these positions. Here we are. Here's our G with the 3rd in the bass. There is no 7th. We have a 3rd, a root, and a 5th. So the major 7th and the dominant are the same for this chord. The 3rd is here, so to make it a minor, we go here. Up here, here's our G7. The 7th is there. That's an F. So major 7th would be this. Ah, but look at that. That's the same pattern we just did here for the G minor. This also becomes something else if we wanted to. And here was the minor down here with the minor 3rd in the bass. Same pattern, the minor 3rd in the bass. The minor 3rd being a D, that makes it a B minor. Sure enough. Okay, so here, I got sidetracked for a moment. Here is our G7, G major 7 or B minor. A lot of these chords you'll see the patterns, you can use several different ways. G major 7 or B minor. If we wanted to do a G minor here, where's the 3rd? Right there. So G minor is this. Didn't we just see that right here? Yes, that was the G pattern. This was the G pattern with the 3rd in the bass. So if this is a pattern with the 3rd in the bass, what is that? That's B flat. Could be either the dominant or the major 7th. So again, the pattern doubles up. All right, so as we were going along, finding the different patterns of major 7th and minor by changing the 7th or the 3rd, we can go to the last one with the F or the 7th in the bass. So here's the 7th. If we wanted major 7th, we would go like that. Major 7th in the bass, I'm not sure if you would use that. Maybe not up here anyway. 4 chord voicings. And if you can't remember those, it's easy to figure them out because you're just working from the triad notes of the chord, in this case G. So the 1, the 3, and the 5, and then add in the 7th. So you've only got those 4 possible notes. Whatever one you're on, you just go up to the next one to find the next voice. So here we are. We're on the 1, the 7th, and the 3rd. So the 1 goes up to the next one, which would be the 3rd, which is here. The 7 goes up to the next one, which would be the root, which is the 1, which is here. The 3rd goes up to the 5th, which is here. So, etc. This one, the same thing, you just go up to the next triad or 7th note to find it. So all those voices you did on the 6th string, the 4th string, and the 3rd string, you just move it over one and do it on the 5th string, the third string and the second string. If that was this one. For the minor, it would be. So now that we know some of these other voicings, we can make it a little bit more interesting. Instead of just, we can go. And then what was this? That's one we didn't talk about, but that's a diminished. You might be familiar with the diminished pattern if you use the B string too. That's a B flat diminished, which is also the, you can move those around. So that diminished just leads to this next one. That's a good passing chord to be able to use on these things. We can get up higher. We can go when we're up here. So we've gone. And then now for the C7, we can go. And we could even go. So here we are from the C. We could walk it down. What was that? Well, this, let's call that a B minor. It's got the third and the bass like this. We showed that earlier. We could do a minor pattern that way. So that's a B minor. This is an A minor with the third and the bass. There's a B minor again to the E. To the E. And now we're here with the A minor. E. So there you go. Freddy Green voicings. One other thing. It's good when you're doing this to try to accentuate beats 2 and 4. So instead of, you want to go. Etc. That makes it swing a little bit more. Okay, what about if you've got an electric guitar? Okay, here's a Telecaster. It's total solid body. What you do is you just turn the volume down quite a bit, and you can still get a pretty decent comping sound here. Like. From up here, you could go. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Please click like if you like this and subscribe also if you can. That would help my channel. We'll see you next time.